Hi,
How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Excellent. How was your weekend?
My weekend,
Mhm.
it was great because
Uh-huh.
I was free. I didn't work
Nice.
this
That's
weekend.
that's amazing. Awesome. I'm happy for you. So what
Thank
did
you.
you get to do?
Could you repeat the question, please?
What were you able to do on your weekend off? What did you get to do? Get to do.
What did you get to do?
Uh-huh.
Mm, on Saturday,
Uh-huh.
we stayed at home
Uh-huh.
and we went to, I don't remember. Mm, okay, we went to the cinema
Oh,
on Saturday, yeah.
nice. And what movie did you see?
Super mascotas, super
Super
pet.
Pets? Yeah, Super
Super pet.
Pets. Nice. And was that in Spanish or English? How did the movies in Spanish? Very good. Sometimes here in Bolivia, most movie theaters they put Spanish voices over them, but there is one theater where it's in English, the movie, and then they just put subtitles
Okay.
at the bottom. But it's just there's only one like that. So I didn't know how movie theaters in Monterrey were. Are they usually with Spanish? We call them dubs. They dub in Spanish.
Yeah, we have it's just in Spanish and English with subtitles.
Oh, very good. Excellent. That's amazing. And then what did you do on Sunday?
We went to we went to eat tacos.
Oh, yum. Uh-huh.
Uh, um, it was a special place because the tacos or
Mhm.
those tacos they are very famous here.
Oh, what type of tacos are they? Like,
Different kind of foods actually.
oh wow,
Maybe
excellent.
you know, but maybe no. It's machacado, carne asada, and chicharrón.
I know chicharrón and carne asada. Not the first one though. I don't know that one. But were they delicious?
It was delicious.
Very good. Oh, I love tacos. That's amazing. Very good. Okay, I think from my notes we had finished complaints and conflicts. So this is
Okay.
going to go to job interviews, which I know you were interested in. But I don't know, did you get a chance to look at the library in Cambly if you wanted to maybe
No, sorry.
do some. No, it's okay. It's okay. Just wanted to make sure before
Okay.
we continue because there's other. I mean, Cambly has so many topics, right?
Mhm.
And then there is like intermediate conversational topics, and this kind of covers a whole wide scope of things, not just like here we're just doing business where it's
Mhm.
everything in the office, but with the conversational topics, there's things, it's kind of just more general. So it's like traveling, cooking, pets, things like that. So
Mhm.
uh-huh. So this
I
is
saw
more.
your profile. You like hiking.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wow, that's amazing.
Do you like hiking?
I like.
Yeah, it's
I
really
like it.
fun. I enjoy it too, especially working on the computer. It's it's good to get away from the screen and be out in nature. I don't know how you feel with working on the computer all the time, but I get a little, it's different because I used to work in a restaurant where
Mhm.
I'm always moving and like talking and making things. And so it's a big change going from that to this cuz you're just sitting, you're not moving that much. It's very it's
Is it like
exhausting in a different way. Mhm.
waitress?
No, I was a cook. I was a line cook.
Cook. Wow.
Mhm. Yeah, so I did that for, gosh, probably about 15 years. I was in restaurant business. Um, so to me, this job, I like that I'm at home and I get to do it, but I dislike having to be in front of the screen all the time. It's kind
Mm-hmm.
of, I don't know about you, I can get headaches sometimes if I'm on the screen
Okay.
too long, or I just feel
Maybe
very
you
tired, even if I'm not. It's not physical. It's more of like mentally tired because you have to be like talking and engaging a lot. So there's
maybe
different.
you
It's
need
good and
yeah,
bad.
maybe you
Uh-huh.
need a glasses. A glasses.
I do have glasses, some blue screen glasses. I need to wear them more though. But I do have them once I start to feel a little
Okay.
my eyes feel tired. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
those. But it's still it helps, but I don't think it helps that much. I don't know. It kind of helps, but
Can I see your glasses?
yeah, of course. Uh-huh. So I have these. They're kind of like standard.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just little blue
How do
light
you
glass.
say
Mhm.
these kind of glasses reflect, or how you say one
So
reflect?
they're yeah, they're blue light glasses. I think that's technically what they're called. Blue light glasses. I think you can get that
Glasses.
thing
Okay.
on normal glasses as well. It's like a new feature. But do
Okay.
you use blue light glasses or
Mm, in the past, I
Mhm,
had a lot of, or in different times,
mhm,
uh, headache. How you
mhm.
say? What is the pronunciation? Headache.
Headaches? Uh-huh.
Headaches. Yeah, and I went to a optical optical
Uh-huh.
store.
Yeah, we call them eye doctors, but yeah, an optometrist, right?
Okay.
Let me get the technical word for that. Yeah. But in the States we just say um eye doctor. Uh-huh. And you
Um,
had one too? The
yeah, I
blue light
bought.
glasses?
Yeah, I bought. Like I got uh blue light glasses.
Mhm.
But when I went to the ophthalmologist,
Mhm. Ophthalmologist. Uh-huh.
they told me you don't need you don't- yeah,
Oh,
you don't need glasses.
well, not glasses to see, but glasses for the
Yeah,
screen,
but
right?
it had just like a little como aumento, un poco de aumento.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
And they told me you don't need. Maybe you need just a protection or
Mhm.
yeah in your screen or less brightness, bright,
Brightness. To turn
brightness.
the brightness down. Yeah,
Hmm.
interesting. Wow. So they does that work or
It worked.
yeah, it worked. Very cool. That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
excellent. Mhm.
How is it? Besides, I had a problem in this eye.
Uh-huh.
Tenía conjunctivitis. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Conjunctivitis in Spanish. In English is conjunctivitis.
I've never heard of that.
Okay. One second. Conjunctivitis.
Conjunctivitis. I've never heard of that.
Okay.
Conjunctivitis. I've never heard. And what
It,
is that?
when your eye is red.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And he gave me medicine for
Mhm.
that.
Yeah. Like eye drops?
Uh-huh. Yeah, like drops, eye
Okay.
drops, eye drops. Y me curé.
Yeah, eye
And
drops. Uh-huh.
healed, dice. Healed, o no es correcto. Healed,
Healed. Healed.
healed.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And they
Yeah.
healed. Wow, I've never heard of that
Well,
conjunctionitis. I've never heard of that before. This is the first time I've heard of it. Is it painful or it's just your eyes are red?
could you repeat?
Is it
Pain?
painful? Is it painful or are your eyes just red?
No, it's painful.
It's painful. Wow. Yeah,
Painful.
I've never heard of that. Painful.
Yeah. And oh, sorry. I received a message from a from a tutor.
Uh-huh.
I have not seen her for a long time.
Uh-huh. Oh, she wants you to have classes with her?
Maybe the next week. You you will not. How do you say?
Yeah,
¿Cómo se
you
dice?
got
No
it.
está
You will not? You had it right. Uh-huh.
not available the next week.
Next week I will not be available. No.
Es solamente you will or you are will or
No,
just you
you will. You will not be
will
because
not.
be is the verb for are. It's
Okay,
conjugated. Mhm.
you will not available the next week.
You will not be available
You will not be available
the
the next
next
week.
week. Mhm. Exactly. Uh-huh. And
For
will that
vacation?
tutor be available?
I don't know. I
Oh,
will
okay.
check.
Yeah. Very good. What did you say? I'm sorry, I missed it. Mhm.
The next week is just your holidays.
No, I need to go to the doctor and things like that. So I need to I'm having some health concerns, like personal stuff. So I've decided I need to take a week
Are you
off
okay?
and Mhm. I should be okay. I just need to go check on things.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see. I need to see. Yeah, I just have some things I need to do, and it's really hard to do them when I teach all day. So I decided to take the week off so I can do some tests, go to the doctor, go to the dentist, and yeah, we'll
You
see.
said dentist.
Uh-huh.
You said dentist.
Dentist. Uh-huh. To the
Okay.
dentist. Yeah. Just to
Wow.
have because I teach Monday through Saturday. I used to just teach every day, but I teach during normal hours of doctors and dentists and I usually finish later, so it's hard to be able to
Okay.
go, yeah, and schedule things without having to rush home for a class or so I decided to try and get all of that done in a week.
You
To
don't
see what
work. You don't work on weekends, right?
I do. I work on Saturdays. Uh-huh.
Just on Saturday.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I work Saturday. I just started taking Sundays off. I was working every day of the week. Yeah.
Wow.
But
Wow.
now I gotta assess. We'll see how the doctors and things go and see going forward how that will how that will be. So we'll see. But yeah, so I won't be next week, but I will let my students know next week when I open for the next couple weeks the schedule. I might change it a little bit, but I want to see first.
Do you
Mhm.
have maybe this is not the correct word, but
Huh?
pinned or pinned students, como fijos, pinned, pinned, pinned.
Hmm. Pinned?
No, I will
Mhm.
send a message. Pinned, pinned, pinned. 1 second.
Mm.
Okay, it's hard when I need to use
It's okay. Yeah, don't worry.
my smartphone.
Pinned students. I don't know that term. A pinned usually like I pin my pictures up. Pinned is like putting something.
Okay,
Do you mean we call them like regular students?
exactly. Regular students. For
Regular
example,
students.
if you have your chats from WhatsApp, for example, you can pin a message or you can pin a chat.
Oh, I've never done that. I don't, yeah. It's just mm, marking it as like a favorite, maybe?
Like a favorite in the top
Like,
on top.
oh, so how Cambly works, I put students that I meet weekly, like on a regular basis, I put them as my regular students. Um, but we don't have like pinned where you can like put them in
Mhm.
order or something like that.
Okay.
But it's just regular students, and I have
At,
a huge
at the
list.
same time every day. Like
Um,
when,
it depends. So I send a request for you because you want a particular time. But I do have regular students that just pick when I open my schedule up. They don't ask me to reserve the time. They kind of choose the hours. Some I think I've had one other student that I've helped request so that they get that time slot that they want.
Mhm.
But normally I just open my schedule, and then people just fill up once they once it
Okay.
opens. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's usually yeah, I don't usually do what I do with you, like request a time for each student. They just kind of, because most of my students are children. I teach mostly, probably about 90% of my students are children. So they usually just their parents pick a time when they can. Uh-huh.
Could you say faster or fast this question?
Uh-huh.
What would you want to do?
What will you want to do?
See, what would you want to know? What do you want to do?
What do you want to do?
Okay, yeah, estaba viendo or I was watching again
Mhm.
videos from TikTok,
Uh-huh.
and they say if you want to sound like a native speaker, you can say this word like como que muy rápido.
Uh-huh.
Ajá, y quería ver si en tu caso también
Uh-huh.
era así de rápido cuando
What do you want to do?
yeah, sorry.
No, no, it's okay. Don't worry. Yeah, I think it depends. I feel like speed depends on where you're from too, because there's some place in the United States where people speak fast, and there's some places in the United States where people speak slow. So I think it depends on where you are, I feel like. I feel like in bigger cities, people speak faster usually because everyone is trying to go somewhere. Everyone's kind of in a fast-paced life, so people speak faster. But people in the South or smaller towns, they tend to speak a little slower. But it
Okay.
depends on where you are and the dialect and the accent as well. I feel like it changes where someone is. Mhm.
Yeah, when I listen to you,
Mhm.
I can understand when you are talking, but if I need to if I need to talk with someone who never talked before,
Uh-huh. I've never talked with before. Uh-huh.
talked to before, it's a little hard because
Mhm.
the accent, the the speed
Mhm.
is different. I have
Yeah.
never talked before. Okay.
Yeah. That's normal. I get that with Spanish sometimes. I like with my boyfriend When he speaks Spanish, I usually understand it. But if one of his friends says something that I haven't met before, I don't know if it's because I'm concentrated on the way they're saying it, but I don't understand them as fast as I do my boyfriend. I feel like when you're around someone a lot, you're used to the way I speak, kind of the rhythm of the way I speak. It's usually easier when you know the person, I feel like. When it's a new person, it can be I normally have difficulties as well. Not because I
Okay.
don't know it or I don't understand it. It's just maybe the tone of their voice, the pitch can throw you off too. And yeah, I think there's a lot of different reasons, but there's been studies that say when you're around someone or you're really comfortable with someone, it's easier to understand them in the second language than it is someone new.
Did you use rhythm word?
Rhythm?
You,
Hmm?
you said rhythm, como el ritmo de la
Uh-huh.
conversación.
The cadence,
Ah,
the rhythm. Uh-huh.
okay.
Yeah.
When I
Uh-huh.
told you speed, I wanted to use that word, but I am not sure. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I
Not quite
wasn't sure. Rhythm. Let me send you rhythm.
rhythm, and that's why I used speed,
Speed.
velocity.
But speed too, if you think about it, people not on Cambly, like professors or teachers usually slow down, when they first meet a student, or if the student's level is lower, teachers will speak slowly, right? So that the student can understand. But when you're in, if you were to go to the United States and talk to someone in a store, they're they're going to speak the way that they normally speak. They're not going to change their speed or their rhythm or their dialect, because they're not used to having to adapt to
Okay.
uh, students. Uh-huh. So when you travel, it's going to be, it's always different when the way people speak and things like that. It's definitely challenging when you are outside of a classroom setting and go into kind of like a real world situation. It's much different than something like this, right?
Are you talking slowly on purpose with me?
I usually don't. I think at first I spoke faster, um and Cambly in general, but I usually keep the same speed with my students. Yeah. Uh-huh. You don't want to be like super fast, but I don't want to sound like a robot either.
Could you introduce to me
Hmm.
uh, with your rhythm uh, or your common rhythm,
This is about it. This is how I speak. Uh-huh.
but outside Cambly?
It's normal. I'm more of a slow speaker.
Okay.
I don't unless I'm in a rush and we need to do something, I'll speak a little faster, but in general, I like to when I talk to someone, I like to be slower.
When you okay, when you are angry, what kind of voice or rhythm do you use?
When I'm angry, I usually keep the same speed. It's just louder
Okay.
usually. But it depends. I think I actually don't know. I I think it's the same speed, just maybe louder. But I haven't really observed myself doing that. I'm not too sure. But I think so. Unless it's like a panic type of thing, but anyone in panic is going to speak a little faster usually. If there's some danger or problem, we tend to speak faster to get the message across faster. Mm-hmm.
What kind of things make you happy?
What kind of things? Food makes me happy. I love eating food.
Okay.
Um, going outside makes me happy. Listening to music makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are probably like my going swimming. I really like swimming. Yeah, that's probably it. But
Okay.
food's the biggest one. I love food.
You love
Food
food,
makes me
and you
happy.
can cook.
And what? Uh-huh.
You can cook.
Yeah, I love to cook. The cooking's like one of my favorite things to do.
En este caso,
Actually,
¿cuál era la pregunta? You can cook or you can cooking?
you can cook
You can
because you
cook.
have the verb can. Mm-hmm. You can cook.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you cook, Juan?
Just a little bit. Actually, that's not my mostly. Uh,
My
eh,
most
most my most. Okay. Well, es
favorite
como
thing?
my mostly talent, mostly o mi talento principal.
Uh, not most talent. You wouldn't say my most talent. That's not my
My most.
that's not something that I'm talented in or that I like to do, right? What do you enjoy doing?
What would you like to join? Could you repeat?
What do you enjoy doing?
I like to sing. I
You like
love.
to sing.
I like to sing, or I love to sing. To play
Either
my
one. Uh-huh.
to play my
Love is
guitar.
a little bit much
Mhm.
stronger. Mm-hmm. And do
And
you
I
play
like hiking.
Oh, sorry. Uh-huh.
Sorry.
Do you play shows? Like
Shows.
like concerts? We call them shows or concerts. Concerts.
Um, como en vivo.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah. So you have a group like we call that a music scene. Music scene, meaning a group of people who put on shows at different restaurants or maybe houses.
Okay.
And it's kind of we call this like a music scene. Or you could do like art scene, like where a lot of artists get together and show off their art or have shows and things like that. Do you do that with your friends?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
And
Mhm.
that's why because they have children.
It's hard. It's more difficult. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's time consuming, right? Music. You have to practice, you have to get together to practice, you have to plan a show. It's
Yeah,
a lot of
I got it.
things to do. Mhm.
My friend sometimes he come here. He comes here, and we singing.
We sing. We sing
We sing. Okay.
together.
We sing together. Yeah, with my
Mhm.
guitar, with his guitar, with a microphone, with a speaker or big speaker.
Nice. And what type of music do you all play? Do you play rock
Uh,
music, pop music, traditional music,
mm, Instrumental music.
instrumental? So no singing, you just play the guitar.
Uh, some both instrumental and rock and pop. Some baladas. I don't know what is the word for baladas.
What is it? Mhm.
Baladas in Spanish.
Ballads. Ballads?
Ballads.
Uh-huh.
Ballads.
Ballads. Mhm.
Ballads.
Very cool. That's really fun. What a fun hobby. I like to play music too. All right, Juan, we're about to finish our lesson, but tomorrow we can get started on our job interviews, okay?
Okay.
All right. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, Juan.